we take all the children that get injured in Australia each year, about a third of those children will have been injured from a fall. And the most likely environment or setting for that fall is a playground or a piece of playground equipment. A hospital like the Royal Children's Hospital, we see the full range of injuries. Bent forearm, which is going to get better, through to the spinal injury, which is going to be really importantly cared for, but probably is going to have a long-term impact on that child. That's hard really, because these children have been in a fun place. They've been doing something that all the other children have been doing, but in the moment of their injury, they sustain something pretty serious. And whilst as a team we gather around and we bring all our expertise and all our care to do everything we can for that child and for their future, we do have concerns about the way in which that child will grow up and enjoy life to their fullness. There are some key elements around making playground play safer. This goes right back to when the playground is built or when we install playground equipment in our home. So when we think about the setting, it should be a nice open area, perhaps also with some shade, and it should be something that which we can see really clearly the children on the playground, because supervision is going to be key to keeping this playground safe. Having a softer surface upon which a child might fall will be really important in reducing the severity of the injuries that they might sustain. They might still break their arm, but hopefully wouldn't sustain a significant head injury. With our youngest children, we might need to be literally in arm's reach of that child all the time. Then there are things like swings. We need to make sure that children are kept away from that swinging environment, because not only can you be injured from falling from a swing, you can be injured from being struck by a child who is on a swing. So we need to be just watching the perimeter, because children will just wander in and out of that space quite unaware of the danger. Most of what we've been talking about is a playground, somewhere we might leave home and go to. What about at our homes? And while some people do have play equipment at home, the most popular and perhaps the most prominent in this discussion would be a trampoline. Now, we should make sure we buy good, safe trampolines for our children. These are the springless or covered spring trampolines that they have enclosing netting. And as long as that netting is done up and as long as those springs and trampolines are well maintained, that's a good, safe space for a child to play in. We can, however, make that less safe as soon as we bring more than one child onto the trampoline at once. And I completely recognise that that is a moment that many children have lots and lots of hours of fun with. But in that moment, they're actually skirting in and out of injury and risk all the time in a way that probably isn't okay. I've seen a child's leg snap in that situation. Just go from being a whole leg to a snapped leg simply because they were bouncing on a trampoline with another person. And the energy was just too much. The message that I would hope people hear from this is not stop bringing your children into playgrounds and having them play on equipment at your home. We're wanting to stop the kind of injuries that bring a child out of school for the year, that put a child into a wheelchair for the rest of their lives. And it's those most serious injuries that can be helped with still the same simple measures we've spoken about.